Okay, guess we're done here, guys.
Jimmy.
Yeah?
You do realise that the FE is pretty similar to the Khmer Rouge?
I wasn't aware. Please enlighten me.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Before you go any further, you guys are here for housekeeping. This should be great. Nathan, do you want to ask the Ball Earthers their housekeeping?
Sure.
Or the housekeeping questions to the
I was
Ballers
going to do that
chat right now.
Great minds think alike and all that stuff, Ranty. So yes, gentlemen, any signs of curvature?
Yes, in every video that Ranty's produced.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Do you want to tell us one? This one on screen now is one of Ranty's pictures.
Produced.
Hold on. One of Ranty's pictures is on screen right now.
Any of his videos.
This one's on screen right now. Let's use this one.
Take your pick. Look at that smudge.
Yeah, but that smudge shouldn't be there, Alan.
Oh,
Smudge. Good lord.
Alan, you're mistaken. That's perspective.
Sorry, I'm still yet to
am I?
be... Hold on. The question was, any sign of curvature? You said
Where's
any
the 200 foot that the
talking
lighthouse
over
has stood
me.
on?
Hello. The question is, any signs of curvature? You said
Yes,
any...
that picture.
You're talking over me again. You said any
Sorry.
of Ranty's pictures. This is one of Ranty's pictures on screen right now. Can you tell me...
Where's
You're
the 200
talking over
foot
me
the
again.
lighthouse is
Obviously,
standing
you're
on?
very annoyed by this. The fact that literally as the words crossed your lips, one of his pictures was on screen for the audience. So tell me where the curvature is, please.
Where's the 200 foot underneath the lighthouse?
That doesn't sound like you telling me where the curvature is. The question is, any visible signs of curvature? Show it me.
Curvature's in front of your eyes, young man.
Where?
Do we agree that the lighthouse should not be seen at 31
No.
miles?
The question is, any signs of curvature? I want you to tell me how you extract curvature from this picture.
Can't see the bottom of the lighthouse.
Would that not be obstruction then?
What's the obstruction? Is it
Excuse
the
me,
curve?
I have asked for curvature. Any signs of curvature? So does this demonstrate curvature or not?
Yes.
Tell me how. Moving on. Any signs of axial rotation?
Yes, two polar stars.
Sorry, do you want to tell me how two pole stars indicates that the Earth rotates about its axis on a presupposed radius? Please.
Prove that it doesn't.
That's not my question. The question again, I'll just see if Alan can let me repeat it without talking over me 5 times. The question is, any evidence of axial rotation of a presupposed spherical Earth? Please tell me what evidence that is. Pole stars requires a presupposition of a spherical Earth. That is not evidence. So do you have any actual evidence of axial rotation? Just for Ranty's benefit, of the Earth.
It doesn't need a presupposition.
Tell me
It wouldn't
then.
work on a. It wouldn't
Tell me.
work on a flat Earth. Would not work on a flat
Sorry,
Earth.
we're
Not
not
how it
asking
would.
for what would not work on a flat Earth.
not
You
work on a flat
dim-witted
Earth.
idiot. Listen to the question.
Listen
Any
to the
evidence?
question.
Oh, you're doing it again, Alan. Any evidence? And again, any evidence of axial Earth-based rotation?
Polar stars wouldn't work on a flat Earth.
Sorry, not what it wouldn't do on a flat Earth. How many times do we have to say this? Can we move on? Or will you continually assert that something that requires a presupposition to prove axial rotation doesn't work on a flat Earth? Because that doesn't prove axial rotation, does it?
Let's move on.
Excellent. We'll move on. Any signs of a pressurized system next to a vacuum, gentlemen?
Alan B?
Alan?
Yes.
Excellent. What evidence do you have for a pressurized system next to a lower pressure system?
Why is there less pressure at the bottom of a
So
mountain?
I didn't ask for a question. I asked for, let me repeat it, see if Alan can do it for the 3rd time without interrupting.
Oh, move on.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll ask the question again. You've said yes. Any evidence of a pressurized system next to a lower pressure system or vacuum? Excellent. Any
These
signs
toes are
of
getting roasted.
any signs of gravity, gentlemen?
No.
No, sir.
Anybody? Anybody at all?
Negative.
No? What about
Jimmy?
a
Jimmy?
self-perpetuating
Any signs of
molten
gravity?
iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth? Any evidence of that, gentlemen?
Magnetic fields.
Sorry,
Please
again,
elaborate.
that would require a presupposition of a radius, would it not? It also would not in any way prove the molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth.
You're having
It's
a
okay.
stroke.
We've done it again. I tried to do it really slowly this time, so it's thinking it didn't work. Any evidence of the molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth, Alan. Off you go.
Are you having a stroke, you?
No, I'm talking slowly for an idiot who keeps continually talking over me, asserting that he has an answer. 4 for 4. You haven't had an answer. That makes you stupid.
Well, maybe Anthony can answer his claims about the magnetism side of things. Anthony, what would you like to elaborate about this molten iron core still being able to give off a magnetic charge? He's
Might
still
not be
there?
Yeah. Molten iron core cannot hold a charge. It requires an inducted charge somewhere from some external source because it's exceeded the Curie temperature by about 10,000 degrees. There is no inducted source on the heliocentric model, so it must have been self-perpetuating itself somehow. And they do have an explanation for this called the dynamo theory, but alas, there is no evidence to show that molten iron can perpetuate its own charge. Believed, but not proved to be true. So without evidence of truth or evidence of proof to prove the point, it's just a story.
Perfect.
So aside from the fairy tales, is there any actual evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No, Nathan, no evidence whatsoever, just stories.
There's more evidence than it being flat.
It's okay. Sorry, just one more time. Just one more time. Is there any evidence of a molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
Is that for Alan?
For anybody that wants to answer it. Anybody at all,
No,
even
Nathan,
audience members,
no evidence.
anybody
Nathan,
at
stop
all.
it.
Maybe
There's no
Jimmy
evidence,
got some.
Nathan.
Maybe
There's
Jimmy
just
got
stories.
Just a fairy tale.
Just stories.
Okie dokie, we can move on. Any evidence of Bill Miller?
You mean Brian Mullen?
No, Bill Miller.
Bill Miller has left the building.
George Natanuke, what an idiot.
No, no evidence of Bill Miller. What about the
No evidence of Bill
presupposition
Miller.
itself? This is the big one. Any evidence of Earth radius? R, gentlemen? Any evidence of R?
No.
Nathan, that isn't the big one. There was a big one. I may have missed it. I was making a quick brew, but what about gravity?
Oh, I did cover gravity. Just a big fat
And what was,
no.
what was
no.
the answer? Did anybody have any evidence of gravity, Alan?
Sorry, Tony, I'm eating an ice cream.
He's like
Jimmy?
Mark. He's gone. He's got a technical issue.
What happened to that guy?
I think that concludes the housekeeping, painful though it
I'm
was.
having a lovely Magnum if you're interested.
A Magnum?
The white chocolate.
It's the one with the jelly in.
No.
Oh, okay.
So that concludes the housekeeping. Thank you very much for your patience. Please share the show.
So with the failure of the Globelings in the panel right now to bring up any evidence of any of the housekeeping questions, my question to them is: how come you still believe in the ball?
Good question.
We have 2 pole stars.
What's that evidence of? Which one of the
Hardly one,
housekeeping
you can't
questions
even-
does that prove?
You can't prove it.
An invisible one. So faint you can't see it with your eye. We got
Say it
2 of
again.
them. Yeah, right.
No, that's not what I said.
The pole itself, being part of the presupposition, requires a presupposition of the R. We asked for evidence of. So unless you're going to presuppose that you're looking at those lights in the sky when you move your location across the flat plane we dwell atop, then you can't assert it as proof because you require a tongue twisters today. You require a presupposition in order to do so. It's not proof of anything.
It is, because it doesn't work on a flat plane. It can't work on a flat plane.
It does. We observe it.
Every hour of the sun movement.
We observe it. Yeah? We can see it happening. So you saying it doesn't work on a flat plane. So are you asserting that because in your mind we can't observe it on the flat plane, we do dwell atop? Is that somehow a proof that we dwell atop a sphere?
Yes.
How so? How do you extract it into proof of sphere then?
How do you explain it on a flat plane?
No, forget the flat plane bit. How does it then translate into proof of sphere?
Because it's one of the only shapes that would work.
Oh, so you have to presuppose a sphere shape then?
I think you can make a decent assumption on yeah. There's a few
right.
different shapes
So
that would work.
when I asserted that this would require a presupposition that it's the only shape it can work on, i.e. you must put it on a sphere when you take the observation, it does, as asserted, require the presupposition of a sphere then. So that would lead us, Jimmy, you're doing the Allen problem. I haven't finished yet. That would lead us back to that opening question about proof of R. So, Jimmy, as you've used the stars, which does require radius, would you like to tell me what your scientific evidence of Earth-based radius is, buddy?
I want you to answer my question first.
That's a question to you, mate. You've asserted that we should assert a presupposition of a sphere. And I'm saying we've already covered this in the housekeeping. What's your scientific evidence of that presupposition of a Earth-based radius, buddy? You got that?
I got it, Nathan.
So what is it? Excellent. If you've got it, mate, you tell it me. I've been asking for weeks.
Okay. But what I find amazing is that none of this enlightened panel can actually say...
I couldn't give a crap about what you think about this panel, dimwit. Just tell me what your scientific evidence of R is, because according to you, the only shape it'll work on is a sphere. Or to put it another way, let's presuppose it's a sphere before we start looking at these stars.
No, I said it would work on a square or rectangle or a diamond shape. Works on other shapes, but doesn't work on a flat plane.
Explain the square.
Yeah.
We have
how would it work on a cube? Go.
The top of the cube is one pole star facing up, and the bottom of the cube is one pole star facing down.
It's the same principle as a sphere. You've got things antipode. So in essence, it's the same exact formula. You are on a cube antipode to the other person on the other quote-unquote pole of the axis, right? So there's quite a lot of presupposition in your cube argument. One is that you are antipode to the other person. Do you know what antipode means?
Mm-hmm.
What does antipode mean?
The opposite side of the hemisphere. So people in Australia are antipode to us.
Right. Hanging off the bottom of a sphere. Right. God. So your presupposition that I have to accept in order to swallow that it can only work on a cube or a sphere is that people hang off the bottom underneath me in a different country, despite the fact that when I fly across the plane, I see absolutely no curvature. And so far, again, in housekeeping, we've been shown no curvature. But we can just presuppose we're on a bloody cube, can we, Jimmy?
No, I'm just saying that's a different shape that would allow for...
Yeah, it wouldn't work because I can't have somebody antipode to me. That's nonsense.
Why?
Sorry, you show me somebody actually hanging off in the opposite direction to me off any shape. That doesn't work on any shape except a flat plane, where people aren't antipode to each other.
Well, it's to do with gravity, Nathan. But...
Oh, back to gravity. Did you not hear that? Are you deaf? Did we not cover this in housekeeping? You seem to be very quiet when we came to gravity, Jimmy. No worries, mate. No worries. No worries. No worries, Jimmy. Chill. Just give us your scientific evidence of gravity, where you failed to give us scientific evidence of R that is needed for gravity. But you give us scientific evidence of gravity, mate. I thought we covered this. Clearly, you're deaf.
No, this is the reason we do housekeeping, isn't it, Nathan?
Yeah, it's all about these guys not listening. They all went quiet while housekeeping was being done, and now they make the same assertions, having gone through the housekeeping. And people in the audience wonder, why we get annoyed with these idiots.
This is why we do housekeeping. We do housekeeping because then when you bring up gravity, we can go back to it and say, well, you was on the panel when we asked for your proof of it.
I didn't take part in housekeeping.
Oh, you just abstained, did you?
I don't want to take part in housekeeping. I don't want to take part in.
Oh, right. It's a bit like Rhetoric doesn't want to take part in this show. And this is the reason, Jimmy. It's not because you just don't want to. It's because you'll have your ass handed to you, like you're having it handed to you right now.